Hello my friends, time to revisit Persona 5. My apologies for the low edit video loop, but I'm trying to not tempt fate with the Let's Play and streaming embargo. Last time I discussed how the mechanics of Persona 5, along with the attitude of the main character, present the player character taking on the role of the sophist, and outlined a philosophy that focused less on truth than knowledge as much as it did argument, rhetoric, and the use of skills to improve your social standing. However, I would have to be blind to ignore the very obvious themes around revolution, justice, and individual liberty. While only alluded to during the first few months of the game, these themes took center stage with the introduction of Goro Akechi, child detective, and owner of the Justice Tarot Confidant. During his first major scene in the story, Goro challenged the actions of the Phantom Thieves, which, up until now, were treated like the epitome of justice. And why not? With our heart-stealing powers, our party has overcome a horrible sex offender and a horrible murdering plagiarist. We literally made Tokyo a better place for everyone. But Akechi was kind enough to reference the philosopher Hegel and his thesis-antithesis description of dialogue. So, having made a philosophy nerd like me happy with a one-sentence reference to a philosopher, I'm happy to have that dialogue with him. The Phantom Thieves are all about removing corruption from people's hearts, and also the struggle of the youths coming to terms with the problems created by the previous generations. Akechi was very careful not to focus on the good changes in the two major targets. The Phantom Thieves want to cause a revolution in society by removing political and social corruption. Essentially, the Phantom Thieves play the role of Thomas Hobbes' Leviathan. But Akechi's challenge is that of individual liberty. He argues that regardless of our target's crimes, it is unjust to force a change in their hearts. Now, by asking if we would be worried if Ryuji would be a victim of the Phantom Thieves after a change in personality, Akechi reveals that he operates on a mistaken premise that the Phantom Thieves can change a person's personality however they wish. But we know that we can only steal the most corrupt intentions and beliefs. Otherwise, a palace doesn't form. Only severe cognitive instability can be stolen in the form of a treasure in order to bring the shadow and the person in real life back into harmony. Akechi says that the Phantom Thieves should be tried in court for this violation of individual rights. But let me offer an antithesis to this idea. The phrase, "your rights end where other people's rights begin." And this phrase can be demonstrated through the mere existence of the justice system itself. When a person has broken the law, supposedly, it means that the perpetrator has caused some harm, violated another person's rights, or created an unnecessary risk of those things. We find it reasonable to convict these actions and deal out punishments. Punishments, however, will necessarily violate the criminal's rights. A fine will steal the convict's money. Imprisonment violates a convict's freedom. The death penalty murders the convict, and thus violates their right to life. Any punishment for violating a person's rights is to have your rights stripped away. It's a mutually assured social contract. And so what is our reason for having a trial? To prove beyond a reasonable doubt that those violations did occur, to display evidence. The Phantom Thieves, however, have that evidence. The existence of the palaces themselves. Because they can find clear evidence of guilt, we can take on the role of the judge and jury. In the sense of punishment, the Phantom Thieves seem to be operating no different than a normal courthouse. But to further my case that the Phantom Thieves are in fact representing justice, let's move away from punishment to a different reason given for the existence of the justice system: rehabilitation. While not the main focus of the United States penal system, countries like Norway have found great success in focusing their penal systems toward changing and improving the character and support systems of the convicts, and thus preventing the cycle of people going from one prison to the next. We Phantom Thieves literally take care of the rehabilitation sense of justice in a single instant for the price of a few shifts' pay at the local convenience store. Being the justice confidant, it shouldn't be too hard for Akechi to then learn and understand the good that we do as Phantom Thieves. But as the Phantom Thieves grew in popularity and public support, Akechi's sense of non-obstructable individual liberties gave way more and more to legalism, to justice being something only the government's own police can wield. But legalism is simply incompatible with revolution, and the Phantom Thieves seek social revolution. As soon as Akechi realizes that the Phantom Thieves can't just change people however they wish, the understanding that a person's rights end where other people's begin will be a quick realization to get Akechi on board. At the time of writing this, I haven't actually finished Persona 5. I don't even have a strong grasp of who all will be joining the main party. I went into P5 totally blind, and it's taking me for a ride. But I think it's a pretty safe bet. that I can win Akechi's heart too. Subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss it. Share the video around with your internet and IRL friends alike. I don't pay anyone to advertise the channel for me, so the only way we can grow is with your help. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time, and as always, stay true.